Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're just finishing up some loose ends with the coupe. You see here, this coolant port right here goes to the one right here underneath this thermal or throttle body. And the factory one that I had was just a little bit too short, so I went to the local parts store and just got this same size and just a little bit longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. That way we can put coolant inside the motor and get this thing idling right. So we just got done running all the coolant lines on the coupe. Everything's running. We have coolant in the car. I do not like the idle air valve control on the K-Series. So I'm actually gonna go pick up the laptop and recalibrate my tune and disable my idle air valve control. Also, we have a special, I guess, request. He didn't really request it, but I'm going to do it anyways. So for those of you that are in the process of doing K-swaps and they're kind of doing a budget build, a lot of people have questions about the axles and which axles to use. So I'm headed over to my brother's house right now because he's in the process of doing the K-swap right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to make your K-Series swap axles using OEM axles, depending on what hub you have, whether it's a 32 millimeter or a 36 millimeter. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so here we have RSX Type S axles, but let's just imagine that these are base model axles for now. So for base model axle people that are using 32 millimeter hubs, first thing you want to do is take off this clamp and this one. Make sure that these are the inner ones. The way you can tell is by the axle nut, obviously, are the outers. So we'll go ahead and take these clamp off and I'll show you how to pull everything out. Okay, so when you pull it apart, you want to have this facing down, the axle side, and then you want to just pull the rubber boot down off of the inner hub and then slowly pull the inner hub upwards. Try not to get these bearings to fall out because they can be messy, but I'm trying to do it with as little mess as possible. So now that we have this one and this one apart, try not to mix these up. Just kind of lay them on each side, away from each other. Next, we're gonna grab this one and slide it on here. Okay, now we want to take these bearings off and set them aside. Okay, so you gotta clean this top area right here, and it's kind of hard to see, but there's a C-clamp, C-clip right here, and you just have to get one of those C-clip pliers and get them off. Make sure you grab somebody to hold the axle for you while you try to get the clip. Okay, we now have the C-clip off of this one. We'll go ahead and slide this one up off of it. Okay, so after some time struggling, I finally got the bearings off. This side goes to this one, this side goes to this one. But since we're doing the swap, these bearings and this inner shaft goes onto this shaft right here. And then these bearings over here with this inner shaft goes onto this shaft here. So we'll go ahead and grab these and this onto this shaft. Okay, so now we have the 3-axis on. We're gonna go ahead and put the C-clips back in and the bearings itself, and then the outer shaft. Okay, so we got the bearings in. Now we're gonna put this on, and then we're gonna show you how to put the clamps back on. So this side is already done, which is the passenger side. Now the driver's side, let me explain this a little bit more. The boots stay the same, so you actually don't have to take these smaller ones off, just the bigger ones. The bearings and the 3-axis needs to be changed, swapped over, I guess. And then the C-clip stays with the shaft. The only thing that you need to change is the bearings, the 3-axis, and the actual inner hub itself, or inner shaft. Okay, so we have the clamp on. It's not fully tightened yet, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull this as tight as possible, and then you're gonna bend it back towards here. Bend this back, and once you get that nice and tight, you're gonna fold these 2 little arms right here down to hold it in place. Okay, so after it's folded in place, it should look something like this. I know it's a little rough. I had to reuse one of the old ones, but you just pull it this way and then you bend it backwards and then hold it in place with these 2 ear things. So that's it, we're done. You can go ahead and throw these into your car. The way they are, the splines are already matching your hub, assuming whether you're going Type S or base model, depending on what hub you have. In this case, this is a Type S axles, so they will work on a 36mm hub, but in this case, my brother has 32mm hubs, so I still have to switch these outer shafts as well to B series outer shafts, and it's pretty straightforward. I'm pretty sure they're the same, but just in case, you want to just leave the passenger with the passenger, driver with the driver. But if you have 36mm hubs, go ahead and throw these right in. If you have 32mm hubs, I'm hoping that you guys have base model axles and not Type S axles like my brother. Okay, so that's it for the K-Series DIY tutorial. Hopefully you guys can understand everything that I'm saying. I know it's a little confusing with the 36mm and the 32mm and the inner and the outer shafts and all that stuff. But if you have any questions, please just message me, comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.